What's up, what's up? My name is Niche and this is Truthfully Tarot. And if you're watching, it's because you want to know the truth. So let's get into it. All right, Aries, how you doing? Or honestly, anybody that really just resonates with this video. But I have to say shout out to my Aries placements because my Venus is in Aries. So I love Aries. All right, so I'm going to do general overall for August with my tarot astro deck. And then we'll jump into kind of like singles, couples, and money or anything else with the tarot. And that's our video. Also, stay tuned because I'm going to start going live really soon. And I just can't wait to like do that. All right, so Spirit, what message do you have for my Aries for the month of... The sage is going directly in my face. What message do you have for Aries for the month of August? Interesting. All right, I'm gonna put all these back, keep them in mind, and then just keep. Let's see. There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way. Y'all, let me just tell y'all, after every reading, I shuffle the decks, especially the tarot. I literally individually do it, switch them up, and then do all that. And the way I shuffle through these decks so intensely. And when I tell you Virgo energy has come out for every one of my fire sign readings, from Leo to Sag and now Aries, Virgo is coming out. Okay, so this is what I'm getting for you. And for my fire signs in general. Fire signs in August are really honing in on what is important, narrowing their focus, cutting out what is not necessary, what is not needed, coming out of this like super indulgent, expressive, big energy into one that is focused on the details of your life and the maintenance of your life. Overall, in general, this is like the message for fire signs. And maybe I just do like a fire sign reading, like I just get on live. I think I might do that. I might just hop on live and just do like a reading for my fire signs, because it just feels like fire sign energy right now. Like y'all are really needing Virgo. Y'all are really needing this to focus on the details of your life. All right, I mean, I'm keeping that energy because like it's been consistent and I deeply shuffle my cards. So Spirit wants my fire signs to know, Aries, Leo, Sag, y'all need to embrace Virgo energy, or maybe there's a Virgo, or maybe Virgo energy is just very prevalent. I think it's more so that than a person being a Virgo. I'm a Virgo rising. But anyway, maybe a Virgo person is significant. I don't know. But Aries, I got the two signs that actually came out for you for the general read for August is Capricorn and Virgo. So I already know what this is about. Aries, I feel like for the month of August, my Aries needs to be focusing on stability, consistency, and follow through. It feels like in August, follow through becomes very, very important for work or just for your life in general. It just feels like you are needing to develop and embrace earth energy, which is stable, which is consistent, which is reliable, which is a bit stubborn. You know what I'm saying? And it just feels like in August, you are really, the energy feels like Aries slowing down and honing in. Slowing down, honing in, and building something out. This could be a relationship. This could be a job. This could be a particular opportunity. It just feels like in August, slow down, embrace patience, which we know Aries energy can struggle with. Embracing patience and be thinking about the long game. Aries, in August, I need you to be thinking long term. I need you to be thinking the end, not just the beginning. I need you to be thinking about where you want to be in 5, 10, 15 years. I need you to be thinking about the kind of relationships that you want, the kind of work situations that you want. Like it feels like in August, Aries needs to be thinking long term and needs to be thinking, how do I build this out and how can I sustain this energy and momentum? And it feels like for some of my Aries, you could be either thinking about starting something long term or getting involved in something long term or beginning to commit to something long term. Again, that could go across multiple areas of your life. You could be thinking about starting something. Because Capricorn is also, it's initiatory energy. It's going to start a business, start a project, start a relationship. It's going to start and build with the end game in mind. And with Virgo here, there's just, and again, you know, Virgo has been all up and through. And you know, it's so crazy because I feel like there was last month, I think it's was it water signs? The Temperance card upright came out in all 3 water signs. So for me, when that happens, that lets me know that in general, my water signs, or in this case, my fire signs, are needing to embrace a very particular energy. And that energy is Virgo. And that is the energy of discernment. That is the energy of detail orientation. That is the listening to the facts, knowing what is true, and then, you know, doing something with that information, which can be something like cutting out, right? Because Virgo, again, is a sign of discrimination. It is a sign of not discrimination in the bad sense of the word, but to discriminate is to discern and determine or differentiate between different things, right? And so this Virgo energy is very like, yeah, it feels like focus. It feels like focus for my Aries in the month of August, and thinking long term and thinking about investing long term. Anything else from the tarot for this? Yeah, Wheel of Fortune. And again, the Wheel of Fortune is about timing and things moving in your favor. Divine timing being at work, things moving in your favor, having patience. Patience is really key for Aries in the month of August. Having patience, not being discouraged if something isn't moving as fast as you want it to move, because you have to think about the long game. You have to think about the end result and not give up on what it is that you are beginning to invest in, what it is you're beginning to start. Because Virgo is grunt work. Virgo is hard work. It is grunt work. It is everyday work. It is the minutia of life. The small details, the hygiene, the routines and habits that you do every day. That's Virgo energy. And again, I want us to get out of thinking of the signs as personality types. They're energetic archetypes that can be layered over different areas of existence, right? It's about pattern recognition. And certain things fall under the Virgo category, right? And so that's how I want us to really start thinking about these signs. And so Aries, embracing your Virgo side if you have Virgo, embracing Virgo energy so that you can really achieve your long-term goals, because this is not the time to get short-sighted and distracted about something in your environment right now, Aries. This is not a time to get distracted by something in your environment, Aries. I'm gonna say that one more time. This is not the time to get distracted by something in your environment, Aries. You really gotta focus. You really gotta hone in, because what you're building is going to have long-term repercussions. It's going to turn the wheel in your favor, but you got to keep at it. You can't give up on it. All right. Let's go to my to my Aries singles or Aries that are dating. What messages do you have for my subscribers first and then the collective? Because if you subscribe to me, baby, I'm going to get these messages for you. For my Aries that are single / dating. Okay. Tell me more about this Two of Cups reverse. Tell me more. So I'm telling you right, I already know this is your energy. So tell me more about the Two of Cups in reverse. Is that probably the Knight of Swords? Am I single, dating? This is very similar to Leo. So maybe Aries, you check out Leo if you have Leo placements. We're gonna figure this out in real time. Okay, so single, dating, Aries. You are showing up as the Queen of Wands. And this is fire energy, right? Wands represent fire energy. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Because this is a queen, it feels like Aries, you are in this like magnetic space. You are in this attractive energy. I don't know if you actually feel this way about you, but that's the reality of what's kind of happening. Like, I don't know if you've been going through some type of transformation or you've been going through some type of shifting or something, but you are actually in a very magnetic space. You're in a very attractive space and you're showing up in attractive energy. And it feels like for all the attractive energy that you have and what you're wanting, there is either there is a relationship that is not working, or you're trying to let go of a relationship that is not working because there's a lot of conflict. It's like you're wanting, you're done with the conflict. It feels like some of my Aries who are single could be in some type of situationship where it's just not working. It's like not going anywhere. It is, there could be just like a lot of conflict and you're wanting for it to be over so the conflict can be over. But then for some of my Aries, I don't know, it feels like some of my Aries have just kind of experienced a string of like relationships that have not been working out and that has not worked out. And it could be conflicting values, conflicting sense of like what you guys want. You guys could have been on different pages, but it just feels like some of my Aries have been, you are in this magnetic energy. So you're attracting people, but like nothing's sticking, nothing's staying. It doesn't feel like it's quite working out the way that you want it to work out. And then on the flip side, you have this Ten of Swords reverse and this Knight of Swords, which technically really the Knight of Swords came out with the Two of Swords reverse, but it's this sense of like actively healing and trying to move on from something as well, which is again, very similar to the Leo reading. It feels like you are letting go of something. You are getting over something. It feels like a relationship could very well could be indicated. Like you've just either ended a relationship that felt like there was a lot of like conflict or not being on the same page or arguing or something like that until it's ended and you're moving on. Or there's this sense of like you've had a few relationships and none of them have just really worked out. It's just never really come together. There was always a reason why there was some type of conflict. And then when we have the Six of Swords here, hold on. Honestly, it just feels like a lot of my Aries are moving on from something, wanting to move on from something. That's indicated as well, my single/dating ones. And then I just asked for advice. And what came up for the advice is the Six of Swords reverse. And the Six of Swords reverse is this energy of like not moving on. Hold on, Aries. Hold on. Because I feel like I'm struggling right now to understand what the message is. Spirit, what is the message for my Aries? What's this Ten of Swords reverse about? Aries, I also feel like you're kind of just done with the bullshit. I feel like some of my Aries specifically that have just been dating and just going on dates and trying to be out there, it just feels like you are done with the bullshit. It just feels like you are experiencing like a string of relationships that just they haven't worked out. And it feels like there could have been one relationship in particular that you are letting go of, you're moving on from. But it feels like, again, some of you just have had a string of relationships not working, but you still being in this magnetizing energy. You are attractive, people are wanting you, but it's just not coming together. But it also feels like, Aries, to be honest, for my single/dating Aries, the cards that are upright, the Queen of Wands, she doesn't chase, she attracts. And it feels like, Aries, my Aries that are single, the bottom deck previously to this card was the King of Swords, which is an energy of detachment and an energy of observation and analyzing. And so it feels like for Aries that are single and dating, it feels like you need to detach a bit from trying to get a specific kind of result or trying to force something to happen that's not working. Like, it's like if something is ending, let it end, Aries. If something is ending, let it end. If something has been stressful and it hasn't been working out, let it go, and be willing to be in your own magnetizing energy, your own energy of creativity, your own energy of independence. And in that energy, you actually attract to you what it is you want, the type of person you want. If this is regarding like a relationship, it feels like there's a cycle that needs to fully end before something new begins. For a lot of my Aries, there's a cycle that fully needs to end so that you can embrace a new beginning. Because again, you focusing on work and your long-term goals and this type of thing shifts the fortune in your favor, but also being willing to let go of things that are letting you go and to let things end that are ending, and to be willing to move forward and move on and be in your own energy. Look at that. The Eight of Cups came out, walking away. And this person, like in the Eight of Cups, you're walking away because you need to go get your last cup to get your wish fulfillment. So something where you were wasn't serving you. Something where you were wasn't giving you all the things that you need. So you need to go find the last cup, the last bit of happiness. And that road is one you go alone. And I don't know, I feel like it's a little bit of Sag energy too. I feel like a lot of my fire signs are kind of going through something similar. The energy feels kind of similar for you guys. But in general, I feel like Aries in August, maybe embrace being single fully. And just focusing in on what you want and where you want to go. Because it feels like there's a cycle that is trying to end in your life, but you're not letting it end. So you need to give yourself space to let it end. And not focus on relationships that are not working. Like, stop giving them energy. Stop arguing with someone who don't even want to be with you. That came out harsh. But I'm going to say it again. Stop arguing with someone who don't want to be with you. Stop fighting for someone who is not fighting for you, Aries. Because you will fight. Because the Aries going to fight. So I think it's important to not try to go against the grain of your life in August. And that grain is you moving on, letting go, letting things let you go. Not holding on to something longer than necessary. Being willing to go it alone so that you can get what you really want and what you deserve. So it just feels like in August, you know, maybe turn off the apps in August. I'm not saying forever, but just in August. Maybe turn off the apps. Maybe just like hone in. You know, Virgo's here, so self-care. Get a good night and morning routine established. How can you take care of yourself? Maybe go to the doctor, very similar to like Leo's read. You know what I'm saying? Like, really focus in on yourself. Really let you be the center. Because the highest court card present is the Queen of Wands, and it's upright. And the Queen of Wands, out of all the queens, is the most independent. She is the most like in her power, in her entrepreneurial energy. She's the get her done bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the Queen of Wands. And it just feels like you're walking away from relationships and you're letting relationships walk away from you, because what's the point of fighting for something that's not fighting for you? It feels like it just feels like something, you need to let something in. singles. Because honestly, the wheel is turning in your favor with the Wheel of Fortune upright in the general. The wheel is turning in your favor. Remember that. All right. So for my Aries that are in relationships, long-term relationships. For my Aries that are in long-term relationships. Okay, so for some of my Aries, it feels like there's something about your relationship that is making you really unhappy, and it feels like you don't really know what to do about it. It feels like you don't even really know how to begin to have this conversation, but there's just something about your relationship that feels like it's either not working or it's just not making you happy, that it really has you stuck. Really has you feeling like you're stuck. You may not actually be stuck. You just kind of feel like you're stuck because it's almost like there's the same issue that you keep coming up against. It's like you keep hitting the same wall in your relationship, and then you like kind of recover from it, and then you keep going, you're getting some momentum, and bam, you hit the same wall again. You kind of recover, try to get momentum, and bam, you hit the same wall again. It just feels like there is something about your relationship that has not been addressed. That is really making you unhappy and really making you question your relationship. And it feels like it's secretly. It doesn't feel like your partner knows that you are questioning something about your dynamic or questioning some type of same problem that keeps coming up. And it feels like it's not. For some of you, this issue isn't being discussed or it's not being talked about, and it needs to be talked about. Like a conversation needs to be had because the conversation hasn't happened, and maybe having this conversation will help ease some of the energy and ease up some of the tension. For others of you, with the King of Swords in reverse, for some of you, it feels like you are done investing in the relationship, but you haven't maybe said that out loud. But like you're kind of done. You're kind of over it a little bit. You're kind of in this space of realizing like there's a cycle that keeps happening. There's a wheel that keeps going, and it just feels like it's not getting better. And either you're realizing that this is a cycle in this relationship, or you're not being honest with yourself about the fact that something's not working. And it feels like with the Six of Swords reverse, it's like, but at the same time, like you don't want to leave it either, it feels like. Or if you don't want to leave it, like it's like there's this thing that is there that's present, and it's not working, or it's not making you happy, or it's something's not being communicated, or conversation's not being had, but you're not thinking about leaving the relationship. It's not like that big. Like it's big, but it's not that big. It's not like ending the relationship worthy, especially with the Six of Swords reverse. You're not, it feels like you don't want to move on, but it does feel like either something, like either you're not being honest about how you feel, or you've stopped investing in this relationship because of it, because you're not feeling like you're heard or listened to. And then some of you guys, it just feels like with the Ace of Cups reverse, like just stressed about. It could be like some type of feelings not being spoken about, or someone not being honest about how they feel, or being open about how they feel. And so there could be like a sense of like, does this person even really care about me? Does this person even really love me? Does this person even want to be with me? Because it's like maybe this person isn't the most overly expressive person, and maybe they're not the most like emotional person. And so it kind of has you kind of in your head about it. And so it just feels like for my Aries that are in like long-term relationships, for some of you guys, you really need to be honest about how you feel and what's going on, and being willing to have that conversation with your partner, because it's stressing some of you guys out. And for some of you guys, it's just a conversation that needs to happen, because we have like, with the King of Swords being in reverse, it's like something's not being said, something's not being acknowledged, something's not being communicated, or just straight out lying. right? But again, you're not going to leave the relationship. Like that's on the board. Like you're not leaving. But like, what do you do? Because it feels like you're unhappy. If this like relates to you, it feels like you are unhappy with kind of where it is right now, but you're definitely like not leaving it. But you also maybe don't know what to do about the fact that maybe some of your needs aren't getting met in this particular dynamic. So what's the advice for my Aries that are in relationships right now? I think prerequisite to this Two of Pentacles is one, being really honest with yourself about how you feel and what you really want, especially with the King of Swords reversed here. There's really a need to be honest with yourself. There's really a need to, maybe you write down how you feel in a letter or maybe in an email, and you don't send it, you just write it out to just help you collect your thoughts and to help you really understand and get a good sense for how it is that you really feel and what it is that you really think. Because in order for you to balance out your life and to find balance in this connection, you have to know what it is you want. You have to know how to fight, not just to fight, and what to fight for. Like if you're going to be fighting for yourself in the relationship, what exactly are you fighting for in the relationship? Are you fighting to be heard? Are you fighting to be seen? Are you fighting because, A, B, C, and D, like what are you fighting for? How is that working out, And this sense of finding balance between what your partner needs and what you need. What your partner wants and what you want. Being honest with yourself about what you want and what you need, and really just kind of giving yourself space to really acknowledge and own that energy so that you can bring that into a conversation, so that you can support yourself in getting your needs met. Because again, it's really clear you're not going to leave this connection. Like you're not leaving this dynamic. That's very clear. But also you shouldn't be unhappy either, right? But at the end of the day, it's not your partner's responsibility to make you happy. It's your responsibility to make you happy, which is why I feel like you need to really figure it out. Why do you feel what you feel? What's going on? Being honest, being willing to communicate, and really understanding, so that if it's something that you need to give yourself because you're demanding too much of your partner, then that's a balance that needs to happen, right? With this Two of Pentacles, like Pentacles are physical energy. They are your money, your time, your resources, the things that you have, right? Things that are yours. And so in order to achieve that sense of balance, you kind of have to know that. Anything else on the advice for Aries that are in partnerships? Any other advice? Yeah, look at that. Oh my God. Oh my God. The Ace of Swords upright. It doesn't really get any clearer than an Ace of Swords upright in advice. Like, tell the truth, say how you feel, be willing to think about the situation in a very different way as well. And then we also had the Devil reverse, which is really not feeling like honestly, this is like breaking free from a thought process or an idea about your relationship or about yourself that is maybe keeping you in this space that you don't want to be in, right? This is realizing that something has held you captive, something, a feeling or emotion could have you feeling bound, especially with the Eight of Swords being here too, right? So yeah, it feels like you are the architect of your happiness, Aries, not your relationship. And you have to figure out why you are unhappy so that you can meet your own needs and not project those needs onto your partner and cause your relationship undue stress and tension, right? And if it is something that your partner is doing, at least you've done the inner work to know what is you and what is yours versus what is them and what they are contributing, versus just like kind of fighting in the wind and not really having clarity around what it is you're doing and how you're showing up in your dynamic. And it also just feels like being willing to hear what your partner has to say about you and how you show up in your relationships, right? Like, they go both ways, right? And Aries can be very self-focused, very self-driven, and very self-concerned. And so sometimes it can be hard for Aries to consider the other and think about their partner in the ways that they need to. And so it just feels like maybe you could be some of the problem in your relationship, but you have to be willing to see yourself and your behavior and your habits clearly. And part of that is being willing to hear what your partner has to say and being willing to have hard conversations and being willing to be honest with yourself about your relationship. Okay, I feel like that's the message I have for you, Aries, for those that are in relationships. And anything career money-wise for my Aries. Focusing on work, which is kind of what came out with Capricorn and Virgo. Capricorn and Virgo are very like hardworking, dedicated signs. Really focus in on your work. Focus on your work. The inner work and the outer work. Not being distracted. Yeah, focusing on your work. Focusing on your work. All right, Aries, I think that's it, honestly. I think that's it. I hope this reading resonated with you, and let me know in the comments. Like I said, I'm going to be starting doing more live streams, so be on the lookout for that. Like, share, subscribe, all the energy. All right, Aries, I hope this was helpful. Love you. Bye.